So welcome back, Teh Tarik Hour. As always, is me, Azreen, along with Ah Kit, and we're back again. Another episode I'm recording, talking about nonsense. Teh Tarik
Yes,
nonsense. We appreciate all the views and the comments we receive on the Malay language, national language thing.
but this last episode is not doing very well.
Uh,
Your
Climate change and the flooding. People don't care so much about that lah.
maybe people don't care about the flooding, right?
Maybe lah, but I know one thing people will care about the most, and what we care a lot is Mahathir again in the news, making his return to politics again. Tayo, our big boss,
The 100 years old man
Come-
returned.
coming again, but he's joining back with the a different faction. He created Pejuang last time. Now he joined Perikatan Nasional with Muhyiddin there, together again, apparently lah. And this is going to be our main topic for today: to fight against the common enemy of Malay. Do you think this topic is not very fire one? The fact that apparently there's a common enemy of Malay, and then it's up to Mahathir to defeat this kind of thing. First thing first, do you think Malays now have
Where
an
is
enemy?
the commons? Where is the commons enemies for Malay right now? Who is the common enemies?
What? Who? How do you?
The commons enemies is generous. We can consider is a generous enemies. Who is the enemies right now?
Who's the one that's
Is the
attacking?
current government? You talking about the current governments or what?
I think he did mention the unity government is the one that's oppressing the Malays lah.
But seriously, if I have his thought, I really cannot read his thought. What is it called? Commons enemies. This word is so sensitive. It's some kind of like playing the racist thing, you know.
Is it though?
Huh?
Is it the racist thing? Because when you think about common enemy of Malay, what's the first thing that come up to your mind?
Other races?
Other races
Other races?
You think this is what most Malaysian would think about? Oh, a common enemy of Malay is other non-Malay lah.
Because you are using commons, what you call it, the common enemies for Malays, ma. You are using the word is called Malays, which means it's only left Chinese and then the Indians in this I mean in our society.
Society. What if the common enemy is Malay
No,
themselves?
common enemies.
What is the Malay is the enemy themselves?
You want to lead people to not to racist, but you are the one who are bring the racist issues to come out, appear on here.
But that's the thing, right? It's the common reaction is to say that other race is the problem, not your own race is the reason why there lah. Okay, first thing first lah. Let's establish over this Mahathir new movement and establishing the common enemy. Do you think a lot of Malaysians still believe Mahathir punya thinking, like his rhetoric of like saying, oh, we need to unite the Malays against an enemy kind of thing? You think it's still an effective messaging?
I don't think it's effective messaging, because he some kind of like Mahathir is already don't have any bullet to this what you call it the politician games. He no more bullet already. I'm see lah. He's no more bullet. So that's why he want to join other parties to form his power.
To get back his power.
Get back his power.
But it's funny, right? It's Muhyiddin, because last time he fight with Muhyiddin over taking over his position, right?
This old man actually, he just want the power. He don't care which
How
party,
he get it?
which party he go to join and which party who are contribute to the country. He don't care. He just want the power to regain back the power.
Okay,
this is why I'm
so
thinking.
for you, you think like his messaging about uniting the Malays against a common enemy is not an effective messaging, and you don't think it's going to impact a lot of Malaysian, is it? Or do you think it's going to mobilize a lot of the Malay people to?
Do you think you are Malay? If as examples like you are Malay, you ask yourself, will go to support him or not go to support him?
For me, it's definitely I won't, but I think I'm the exception, not the rule there lah. Because I'm pretty much a very anti-Mahathir punya stance since a while already.
For sure, a lot of Malay also not support Mahathir anymore.
But you have to remember, Perikatan Nasional was a very strong in the last general election. On its own, Perikatan Nasional of course will pass lah. was the one that got the most votes as a standalone party. Remember, PAS had the most votes there lah. If we use popular voting, PAS would have won along with PN lah. Whereas PH and BN and everything, they had to combine in order to win the majority ma. So on its own, PN is quite a formidable party already. Now with Mahathir in tow, Mahathir joined back in the group Do you not think that Mahathir still has the power to influence the Malays and use his thinking to say, oh, we can unite the Malay, give back the Melayu tanah, give back to the Malay thing.
But I foresee lah, Mahathir is a quite old type of generations of Malay. For young generation of Malay, maybe the young generation also not buy his idea also.
Do you? Okay, but I think we're coming from a biased perspective. Maybe he's realizing certain he's resonating or he's connecting with certain groups of people of Malay that needs to hear this kind of thing. Maybe they all think like, oh, Mahathir is right, we have an enemy, but we don't know who. And Mahathir is telling me the enemy is all these other common enemy in the unity government. That's to help them to find the target there. You don't think that's effective enough to gather them together? Meh?
I have really no ideas how, but I believe like he still got his connections for other peoples and other Malay group of the politicians lah. But in the end, these old fellows, if really want to become a PM, I think it's no way to.
Of course, impossible at this point.
The PMs, right? I think his planning is not success lah.
You think he will fail in this one?
He want. I think he want to become next. Maybe in the next election, he want to become a PM again.
I don't think he can. Okay, I cannot say his ambition. Maybe he does want to become PM again lah. But I don't think it's specifically being the PM is the point for him. It's the point that he still needs to be in control.
Mentor PM?
Like mentor lah, or be the counselor there lah. Whoever is become PM need to listen to him lah, basic kind of thing. I feel like that's his end game there lah. In terms of his messaging, it's hard to say lah, because I feel like his simple messaging of saying unite against a common enemy is very effective. Because why? A lot of Malaysians, not just Malays, suffering a lot right now, right? High prices. We are kena all these natural disasters. Diesel, the subsidies no more for petrol, everything. Things is not very fun, not very happy for a lot of Malaysians. And even with the economy saying like, oh, you see, we bounced back a bit economy and all this, it didn't necessarily translate to the working class getting better pay or getting better benefits. So maybe the handout got lah, but like how long would that last you lah? Won't last long one. So I think when Mahathir use this kind of messaging, is trying to connect to the most basic people to say like, oh, you are angry, right? I give you a reason to be angry one. You don't feel that would help help Mahathir one to channel the anger there?
Okay.
Look, how did we win Bersih? Because we channeled the anger towards one guy. Who's that one guy? Our beloved Ajib. When people get angry, they are very disciplined one, or very, very willing one.
But because the Bersih is the last time, because we form up the Bersih, we want the clean governments. Currently, what's the motivations? They want to make all the rakyat, all the people who are head current governments, or these are the motivations. I don't know his motivations is to go for which direction. Maybe they want to make all the people who are head current governments because the government is useless, or maybe it's not efficient,
or maybe because too progressive, too woke already, too much of people,
or maybe
not enough the Malay rights.
Is point to the point to other the common enemies pointed to the Chinese people. You say, oh, maybe the Chinese people is the one who are our common enemy. But this is the direction. Which direction he want to point at the current governments, or pointed the. You see, just a reason now we recap. the reasons. Or you say, oh, one the signage, oh, is Chinese, and then, or this one is look like a China. Is it the way you give a hints to us, or
To
the
see
Chinese
who's
is
the enemy, right?
Chinese are enemies? Yes, if let's say a Chinese enemies, okay.
No,
How
no.
come you ask the Robert Koch to come back?
The thing is started with China is the enemy, right?
Yeah.
And then it slowed down you to, oh, if China is the enemy, that means in the sense there, Chinese is part of China there, lor. So Malaysian Chinese should be the enemy there, is it?
I
That
don't
kind
know.
of logic is it? You want to see him do, is it?
I don't know what he trying to say. What is he trying to say? Or if let's say he say it's governments, okay, governments. But I say it's no point for currents lah. I know because they are our current government is already 3 years or 4 years.
3 years, not
3
yet 4 years, ma. We after 4 years
Yeah,
then only
we are
election, ma.
we still under these governments. If let's say for next elections, yeah, we just elect again. Why not wait for the other 2 years or 3 years? Then we are to work out with another new government. This is the way to work. Is the proper way lah. If let's say, okay, if let's say for now you say satisfied or unsatisfied, the government. After 2 years, we can choose again the government.
But your Mahathir cannot wait 2 years. He's already 99, bro. He could die next year. That's why he need to fast move.
No lah. If let's say we are frequently change the governments, frequently lah, to change the government is very harm for our country also.
Okay, one thing is yes, maybe it shows like instability on our side lah. But like changing the government based on voting is the right of the people lah. You as the people has the right to vote which government should be in power lah. What needs to be aware during that time period is that if any initiatives or any policies enacted during, let's say during unity government, they want to act this policy, it's up to the next government to see that is followed through lah.
Yes, but for current situations lah, the old man should think about our economies and our people who are survive and cari makan first, because nowadays Malaysia is already susah makan cari makan. It's very hard for people who are survive. The economy is not good lah, this one not good lah. It's not like old time, you know. The people here is cari makan is very susah already. Now you are give more trouble and cari pasar. So why when you want to do that? You know people is who are suffering, then you want to cari pasar lagi.
No, because here's the thing, and I don't know if people realize this or not lah. In my understanding of how the situation come to be is like this lah. Whenever someone like Mahathir says like, oh, there is a common enemy that needs to be defeated, and then they point to something like, oh, the Chinese people or the Indian people or immigrants or all this. This is just a tactic to divert the people, the working class people, from the real enemy lah. There is an enemy, I would say. There is a real enemy, and that enemy is not a certain race or a certain party or certain political party or anything like that. The real enemy, I think lah, is the difference in between classes, between working class and the rich class. That is the main enemy. Because a lot of people who are angry, right, most likely are people who are working class people who are poor, people who have trouble trying to check makan, and they are frustrated. Who can they be angry with? Because they don't know who to be angry with. For some reason, whenever this happens, Mahathir or someone like that will say, there is an enemy. Your enemy is a different race. But that different race may be as poor as you. But no, we don't care. Is that race, once that race is gone, then all our problem is gone. Or if that party is gone, then all our problem is gone. It's never, oh, the problem is the businessman, your boss, all never pay you properly, all the policies, they force you. That's never the enemy. You got see Mahathir ever say, the enemy is the CEO of Maidin who never pays workers correctly like that. Or the enemy is the CEO of the Top Glove who uses illegal immigrant and pay them very poorly, and then you cannot get the job. Why is that never the enemy, but the enemy is Chinese people?
But for me oversee the issue here, the problem here is we should not like in the halfway we are to stop the government and stop the current government. I'm not saying the current government is doing very well. This one I'm not saying who is got the advantage, but we have to like we already elected the current governments. We have to continue in after 5 years. Then we are doing elections. What the purpose of this election? You just in the halfway and then you say we have the commons enemies. We are want to drag it down this kind of thing. Protest Why want to do this? Because we are right current situation is not like we are previous back 10 years the economy is so good, people who are here is boleh cari makan, but now you can see the economy is just not like just Malaysia, and then all around the world also the economy is so bad. So we makan also got issues. Now you want to play the politician games, it's not the right time to do that.
Is there a right time to do this kind of thing?
No, not saying
no right time.
no right time actually. But we have just follow the regulation after 5 years lah.
But no, the thing is, there is a moment to criticize the government lah. If the government is doing poorly, you have every right to criticize them.
Yes, got the right to criticize. But don't use the words is called common enemies. Is try to do some things like want to fight something.
To plant the thinking there.
Yes.
But again, that's what I'm saying. This is the reason why they use this, because it's an effective tactic to make sure that people fight against each other, ma. That's
you use the Commonwealth, the colonial, the
exactly
ideas,
this is how they use
the British, how to divide the people
to continue to make you divided and make you weak lah. That's why
yes, it's the same method. It's again and again the history again and
repeat again and again
and repeat. So why we in the circles? We are we are still the people in the circle.
I think it's fair to say that a lot of Malaysians are not really aware sometimes of the same tactic over and over again, because it's, again, I keep saying it's effective messaging. You say it's not effective, but I think it's still very effective because it's a simple message and a simple target lor. That's why Mahathir still use this kind of thing, because easy to get people to get fired up. Otherwise, if people really don't layan him, then he would never use this tactic anymore. Sure got something there, that the fact that people still use this kind of Mahathir still use this kind of tactic. And I think, again, maybe it won't do anything lah. Maybe he do this, put smoke only and then nothing there lah. I hope that's the case lah. But I'm pretty sure there's still some Malays or Malaysians that still believe in Mahathir and still look up to Mahathir lah. So otherwise, why he's still around? Why his words is still continue to have some power there? Sure, there's something in him that people still follow through there lah.
Yeah.
Whether we like it or not lah. But thinking back on that, right? So just to give your ideas on this, do you have an idea of who really is the common enemy here? I know you said earlier that his thinking is that the common enemy is Chinese and Indian. But if we were to think really, who is the common enemy? I mentioned earlier is the CEO, all these high level business men, all these like capitalist owners. But maybe for you, you think there's a difference.
I don't think these words he used the common enemies is just for our people. If let's say last times he won the elections, he asked Robert Gok from Hong Kong to come back to Malaysia. You know that? They have to do the support. I think he support the financial support. I don't know what kind of supports lah. But Robert Gok, after many years, because Mahathir who won the election, he came back to Malaysia. So Robert Gok actually is quite good relationship with Mahathir. This is I don't know.
I thought people always say he and Robert Gok and him not really ngam one.
Not very ngam. How come Robert Gok came back to Malaysia?
Money I
don't know. But in the end, the racist he is not racist. He is not racist people. He is the one who want to make money and gain powers and got the powers there. Only they want to make people who are divide. He just want to make the people who are down there like us
to be
divide,
controlled lah.
too easy to control. He is not the people who are want to divide himself. He is okay. Whoever is okay, but you guys have to divide. You have a group, A, B, C group. A group must like that. B group is like that. But inside, in the top management is no group. You know.
That's actually is what I'm saying in terms of like class warfare lah. Is the fact that the top people, the elite, they are always together one.
Yes.
For some reason, the low class people, we are always separated one. That's the common theme there lah. And you realize if the low class people together never really see this divide you see how powerful they can be.
I foresee some things lah. If let's say this Tun M still Tun M lah, I respect him
Of course he earned his tun lah. We can't
Tun
say anything there.
Is Tun M lah. He try to play a lot of this kind of politician game in this West Malaysia. For Sarawak and Sabah will be one day is separate Malaysia.
That could be coming soon because recently the Sarawak there is want the Petronas to give back the oil control to Sarawak, and Petronas will never give that back to Sarawak. So if come to that if they decide to split, then maybe
I think if let's
Sarawak want to cabut from Malaysia,
Sarawak or Sabah,
Sabah and Sarawak decide to separate.
Actually, they are considered as Borneo, ma. They are old generation people call as Borneo. Ma. Borneo is include the Kalimantan. Kalimantan is include.
But we separated to make it easier to control, right? Sabah and Sarawak separated, then become easier to control, and then they fight each other all the time.
If let's say Sarawak and Sabah already out. Then only our West Malaysia, Semenanjung.
We got nothing actually.
Nothing.
The oil at 90.
Some more Singapore also, not us.
Not our thing.
Left Penang.
We still have Mahathir.
What for? I think it's Peninsula.
Peninsula, our natural resources not much lah. Our main is there, the oil from Sarawak there lah, 95%. 90% is. And what Petronas contribute like over 1 trillion in GDP there.
But seriously, if let's say for our Malaysian, we should think what this old fox
old fox
old fox what he trying to play the game.
Of course his game is to control lah. That's the thing.
But I don't think now the generation people is still believe on him lah.
You think so? You try to think back to that moment of the Bersih movement, and when we won. Not we lah. I didn't voted for that time lah because it was Mahathir and I didn't. But you imagine how happy the Malaysians were when they finally defeated BN and overthrow that party with Mahathir as the face there. You imagine the joy there. You don't think that still has an effect on Malaysians there?
Because the unions. The union, the Bersih, we are calling is considered as a unions. We have a one enemies.
Common enemy.
They call it common enemy.
Common enemy.
Because the
corruption
Kotor government, they want to Bersih it, right? So now the government is already Bersih. So what you want to defeat again? You want to make another enemies to defeat. This is the story.
That's how we need lor. We always need an enemy there lor.
Every time the government is the enemies. The enemy is elect by the people. Every time we also want to defeat peoples and
become
again. The government is always as our enemies. So who is to go to run the government?
It will happen again regardless of who in the seat, right? Because even if let's say Mahathir end up winning, he will still be the enemy one. Like some people will take him as the enemy. I take him as the enemy also. Like that one, where got one, you tell me one party that everyone will like one. Got meh? Don't have
So that's why
that's why we'll always have an enemy.
Enemy again and again.
The best that we can hope for is that, the government, whoever is in control is able to enact policies and really help the people. And you try to ignore all this nonsense in the way there. But it's hard to say that it's not effective because sometimes this kind of messaging can really can really bring out the fire in people who are suffering there, lah. Especially if you're a certain race and then you suffer more. Sometimes you see yourself suffer more than other races. Then you will consider like, oh, I need to see that other race as the enemy, no. It's sometimes an inevitable reaction there, lah. Especially if you imagine you someone from like some kampong area, you don't know anything, and all you know is that Mahathir is the guy who really wants to help you. You never see that from other like DAP like that. So I don't know, maybe it won't be effective, but then again, I can't say for sure because I never thought PAS would be so popular. And look where we are now. PAS is one of the biggest party here. Eh. They win a lot of states. Don't play.
So I'm not a politician. I'm not aware a lot of politicians. But I know if let's say for one country to run for the whole country, of course we want to unions. No matter is because we are in a hard time. We also hope current governments will be bring a lot of opportunity come to Malaysia, and then can do continues what the government should do. They continues to doing what they should do to keep going on. If not say every 1 year, 2 years to change the governments is so tiring for everyone. Because if let's say we are 1 or 2 years, the government is not stable, they have no time to work out from his plan or how the plan going on. I know not every government is a very perfect, because since 60 years, because we are using one government in 60 years, but this 60 years also is not very good to bring.
I mean, there's good, there's bad there, lah.
Yeah, got good and bad, lah, of course. But now I know it's the other party who are in charge right now, but we are still give the trust because we are maybe after 5 years, you think this one is not good. The governments, we can do the election again. The people who can do an election, and we have the right to choose the governments. Now, current governments or the oppositions, the parties. This one, the time we can go to change the government. This is what I'm thinking.
I mean, that we hopefully we follow the process there, lah.
Yes, we don't break the rules. I can
not say break the rules, we just give it time and space, lah. Because
yes. Also
understandable, some people will feel like upset over the current government sometimes.
Yes,
seeing the thing, but like, it's the process there, lah. We need to see the process there.
It's some kind of like you run a computer, got the bugs there, no? It's some kind of like
of course, the bug is very terrible. Then you need to do something quickly, lah.
After 5 years, maybe we can do the cleaner, no? You install the cleaner.
Sometimes it cannot be like that. What if the bug is so severe you cannot do your work? Then need to do something, lah. Like as is with the corruption that time, it's gone so bad that we had to do something about it. What?
But it's good to know the corruptions because we still got a big problem here. But if I don't know lah, this is so hard to say. But the more important is the way I hope Malaysia will get better and then got the better opportunities for all the people here. This is the more important. If I know, no matter who is the governments, I also, no matter is who the in charge for the governments, is really contribute to the country. This is the more important one.
I mean, true. Ultimately, in the end, it's about what the government is doing, or whoever is in charge is doing to help the people.
It's really help the people. It's not just
But then again, you have to see like, oh, are they helping a certain people only, or are they just trying to favor the certain people? Sometimes you need to understand like, oh, what is the government and what is their goal there. Now, right now with the unity government, for Mahathir, I guess it's not favoring certain people there, lah. So
no, I have no idea how come this old man still can do this kind of thing and no one wants to stop him.
How to stop him? He also won't go down, this guy. Always like that one. He don't even give his son to.
I think this one is a world history already. 100 years old man is still can go inside the politician and do this thing.
I mean, at some point,
it's some kind of like history,
I mean, it's a record.
Guinness record.
Guinness record. You have to give him respect. He's still willing, For some people, 60 years old already cannot do anything, This guy, almost 100, can still in there to bring up the controversy, Every time also got in the news. That's why But what do you guys think? Is Mahathir correct in thinking that there's a common enemy for the Malays, or is just like Aki said, an old fox trying to make trouble, make noise? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, if you enjoy what we do, please share, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. We're closing into the end of the year. Hopefully we will do some episodes to wrap things up and to continue on to next year, and maybe share our plans for the next year as well. As always, you can reach out to us at tehtarikhour@gmail.com. Until the next episode, we will see you guys. Goodbye.